Ողջունում եմ, ես Սվետլանան եմ, ես յոգայի ուսուցիչ եմ եւ իմ ուսուցիչը Ամիտ Ռայնան է։ Այսօր առաջին հենց զրույցս նվիրելու եմ Ամիտ Ռայնայի հետ զրույցին։ Ամիտ Ռայնան յոգայի ուսուցիչ է եւ երկար տարիների փորձ ունի։ Մենք կսկսենք անգլերենով, չնայած անգլերեն իմ մայր լեզուն չի, բայց անգլերենը ինձ համար մայր լեզու է ուսուցչիս հետ շփվելու համար։ You are my teacher. Oh, namaste. Namaskar, Amit-jan. Please, just a little, explain right now what you are doing.
Right now, I'm teaching yoga here in Armenia. And that's it. That's what I'm doing right now. Trying to do my best to teach what I have learned from my teachers. Because we human beings are a vessel, a mixture of what the society, our surroundings, our teachers, our parents have made us. Mm-hmm. And I think it's our job as a human beings for, you can call it betterment of the society or for a healthy living, to spread what we learned, not just keep it inside and just stay with it. It's important. If even one person is helped in your whole lifetime, that means you have done something good.
So you helped a lot of people, and one of that people is a person sitting next in front of you. So look, everyone knows you, especially in Armenia, because at least these talks are dedicated for Armenians. But everyone knows you here in Armenia as a yoga teacher, and some of your students, they introduce you, and their group of people also know you like a yoga teacher. But few people know from where you come, and actually you are a philosophy teacher more than the yoga teacher for me. Yeah. And like the lifestyle or the philosophy, where it comes from which region of the world, and how you come to the yoga, or how you come to philosophy, or how you come to this place where you are now.
It's a beautiful question, but I will try to keep the answer to the point and short. Regarding my birth and my childhood days, so I am from Kashmir, and I was born there in a Kashmiri Pandit family, who are the family or the followers, you can say disciples of Swami Lakshman Raina. So I come from that lineage and from that surrounding. So the philosophical aspect of in my life, the philosophy was because of being born there and because of being around with the teachers of Kashmir Shaivism. So this influenced my life very greatly. Then as a normal person, everyone in at least in our place where I grew from, the parents want the child to be either a doctor or an engineer. So that is the normal concept there. In those days, there were not so many careers. So my sister became a doctor and my parents sent me to do engineering.
Because you were son.
to make me an engineer. So there I got more involved into philosophy and more in depth with the philosophy, even though I was an engineering student. And I met also one very wonderful man, B.K. Iyengar. So, because for me personally, from my childhood, the philosophy is good, but also the physical aspect of it. Also the physical, because I feel that body is a way. Otherwise, the philosophy just remains a talks, Otherwise, we are just giving a group of talks. We are doing no practices, nothing with the body, and just talking. So I practiced a lot with Guruji there, and that's in short my background, where from I come, and how I became a yoga teacher. Maybe I'm an accidental yoga teacher because I used to go quite often to Guruji, and one day he said that you should start teaching. So that's how I started teaching.
And how old you were at that time when you met your Guruji, especially BK Iyengar Guruji?
BK Sankar, I was in my university. I was studying engineering, so the age must have been
17, 18.
yes, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
So I must have been 18, 19-year old. So
And then,
that's
look, the Kashmir, because Kashmir Shaivism comes from the land of Kashmir. Please tell me just a little about your childhood and especially the Kashmir land, because Kashmiri Pandits and especially Kashmir land is known for is famous for his pandits, for his scholars, for his universities, institutes, schools, different kind of thoughts. And what does it mean, Kashmir Shaivism, just in 2 words, like the philosophy concept,
in 2 words.
in 1 word?
In 1 word, awareness.
Very good. Yes, awareness is the philosophy of Kashmir Shaivism. Perfect. And then just a little bit about the land, because we actually, sorry for interrupting, but because we are in Armenia and we live in highland, and because I also have been in that side of India, maybe, and somehow know just a little about your nature, etc., how it impacts on
It's
thinking.
a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. I have not been there for quite some time, but my memories from the childhood have been very, very wonderful. It's a valley surrounded by mountains with a lot of lakes inside, with a lot of trees, lot of it's a very beautiful place to be in. Almost you feel that it's the world. At least this is what I felt when I was small, that this is where the world is and finished. There is no world beyond the mountains. So my childhood was in those days, it's like a normal childhood of any kid. So you play a lot, you go mountains, you go trekking. Yeah, there was a temple called Shankaracharya on the in the middle of the city. Go with my father every Sunday, and that's how the life was. Playing a lot. This is what I remember. Playing a lot, meditating a little bit, meeting with the, because there was a tradition of mystics.
Yes.
There was a tradition of mystics in Kashmir. So the people who were a little bit different, they were considered mystics. So these kind of people used to come sometimes to our house, or we go to their houses. So there was a constant uh, interaction between me, even though I was very small, between me and the other. And I was a little bit a rebel when I was growing up small. Rebel in a sense that I do what I want to do. Even though I was small, I did what I want to do, but not hurting or harming anyone else. I was in my 11th class. So how old must be 14 or something like this,
15,
14 or
16.
15. I was 14 or 15, and we left to a place called Jammu. So rest of my life, I lived in Jammu, but then after 1 year, I shifted to Pune for engineering.
And it's interesting. I know you can come up with, because actually in your heart, I'm sure at that time when you left that land, you feel something, right? So you were maybe agitated because you have to leave your house.
Angry.
Angry, yes.
Yes.
Please tell me just how it was to, right now, maybe you somehow live that feeling, or you understand, or I don't know, you.
In the moment when everything happened, it was so sudden and so abrupt. There was no understanding about it.
Yeah.
In the head, it was that you are going to go back in some time.
Yes.
So the feeling came later on. The feeling of knowing for sure that you are not going later on. But by that time, I had already carried on with the life. So in my mind, there is no regrets. Only thing is gratitude, because my childhood has been very amazing there.
In that time,
In that
valley,
place, my
yes.
childhood has been very amazing. I grew up very amazing. But if you ask my parents, for example, the older generation, they have more regrets because they lived more life. If you ask the newer generation who have been born outside,
No
they
one.
have nothing. They have nothing to do because they don't even have any idea about the
And no one
place.
is living there right now, right? In that land, in that valley, people are not living there, right?
People are living
Other
there.
still other from other side they're living.
No, it's the Kashmiri Pandits left,
Uh-huh.
and there were very few people.
Ah, I see.
200,000 or this, and the population is around 4 million. So nothing affects, it doesn't affect the place if few people leave. There was in that time, there was a situation which was created. Uh, it's called fear psychosis. So it was the fear was installed in the people, or the people were themselves fearful. In any case, there was so much of fear that everyone had to run away in the middle of the nights, because they thought that if we stay a few more days, we will get killed. Because some of the Kashmiri Pandits got killed.
Yes.
And because of that, the fear spread. It was deliberately done to spread the fear. And when the fear spread, so people left.
I see. And mostly the pandits left.
Pandits left, also some Muslims left.
Uh-huh.
It's not that only Pandits left. Some Muslims also left, but most of the people, mostly Pandits, who left.
And it's interesting. For example, you leave that place, but at the left that place, but at the same time, some heritage stays there, right?
I will tell you
Pictures.
another part of my story. Then, when this happened, I left Kashmir. I went to Pune to do engineering. My room partners were the Muslims from Kashmir. My flatmates, my best friends were the people from there, because I always somehow related to the people from there, and they also related to me. So it is not that there is an animosity in my heart. Still today, some of my very good friends and best friends are from there. Whenever I feel, I call them or they call me. So they still visit my house. I visit their houses. So it is quite all right. I look at it in a different way. I look at it that in life, sometimes the existence gives you an opportunity to grow and go your own way. Why not?
And what does it mean, for example, in countries like us, which are very small and there are very few people? You were saying about 4 million in Kashmir, just in Kashmir Valley or Kashmir land. And right now in Armenia, we are about 2 or 3 millions people. And how is it when you are connected with some land and then you want to leave it, or vice versa, you come and there are I don't know, I just don't want to go to yoga straight away, because I can take your classes in any way, but right now it's interesting, as a human, how do you feel it, how to say, when you love your country, patriotism, about this kind
I
of
think
things.
patriotism is a beautiful thing, and love for country is natural. If a person loves their mother, they love their country. It is not something a fanatic or something this. And as an Armenian, you asked me a question about Armenia. A person should really appreciate what they have. So if they have this beautiful country, why not take care of it? Why just leave the villages and this and unattended? Why everyone has to just be in Yerevan? Do you
I
get
think
it? Because
Yerevan
this
is
is a
another.
very, very big country, very
Yes.
vast country.
Yes.
So if really the people start taking care of it, it's their country. make it prosperous, make it nicer. And the most important thing for a country to progress is unity.
Yes.
If you are united with each other, you will progress. If you are start criticizing each other or pulling the,
This one is wrong. This one is wrong. Yeah.
then
Right
then
now,
it's then
it
it's
happens.
it's there was English who ruled India.
Uh-huh.
There was a policy they had: divide and rule. If you
Ah.
yourself are divided, anyone can come and rule. So
And
4 million is if the population is 2 million, 2.5. It's not few people. If they gather together,
2 million is not less.
it can be managed. The whole
Mhm.
country can be managed.
Yes. Yes, that rule is very important,
And
actually.
regarding politics and everything, I tend to stay a little bit away from it.
No, it's about the humans. I don't care
No,
about the politics as well. Yeah.
what I teach is what I live. So for me, talking about Kashmir and my place where I'm born, it's very beautiful. But at the same time, because that's where I was born, and it has given me a lot. In this moment in my life, do I look back to it? Sometimes, yes, I look back into it. What does it give me? Does it give me pain? No. It gives me a smile and a beautiful memory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any painful memory.
Mm-hmm.
We ran away, this thing, that was is like an adventure in my head which has been installed in the pictures. So there is no such thing as painful memory. Because by practicing yoga, by trying to stay aware of this particular moment, we try to be present here. And a human being is a human being if they can thank God every moment for what they have, not cry for what they have lost,
Mm-hmm.
and really relish and cherish what they have, and with gratitude hold it with the hands and treat it like a baby,
But yes, what you have right now.
what you have right now.
Yeah. And do you think that what you have right now is can be taken by you to everywhere?
The inner essence can be
Yes.
taken by you everywhere, but the material objects cannot be taken by you
Uh-huh.
everywhere. And the material objects, they keep on changing form over the age. They keep on changing form. But your inner essence, you live with it. That's who you are. You take it with you everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Your inner essence. Yes.
Yes.
And it's interesting. For example, the traditions. Usually what we were thinking about our teachers, when I remember in the school, we think that they are like gods, and they are actually gods, part of the gods. But so they are not going to toilet, they are not eating, they are not sleeping. It's kind of this kind of picture of the teacher comes. But you have a tradition as well. For example, how you are waking up, when you go sleep, how is your home is made. For example, I know that there is a Vastu style of a home, but how you are follow the traditions, or does it important in Kashmir, Shaivism philosophy, or how is your philosophies applied to your lifestyle? These kind of things are interesting as well.
There is the Vastu Shastra, and this is it's completely different aspect of
Uh-huh.
reality. The When you do yoga or you look towards the sun, towards the east, it's also different. As far as Kashmir Shaivism philosophy goes, it's very simple philosophy. It's not complicated at all. It teaches you to live in this particular moment. That's it. That's it. To live in this particular moment. Do we have to pay our bills? Yes, we will pay our bills. Who else will pay our bills? Do we have to take care of children? Yes, we have to take care of children. Who else will take care of children? Do we have to sometimes have pain in our body? Yes, we have to have pain in the body. Are we sometimes happy? Yes. Do we sometimes make compromises in life? Yes, we make compromises in life. So, what is Kashmir Shaivism philosophy then? In regard with the normal life, forget about being a yogi sitting in a room in a mountain and forgetting the world. So, Kashmir Shaivism philosophy is about living in all these moments, being grateful and being present. Being present. Being present means that you give your 100% to whatever you are doing in the particular time, not running away. I don't think
It
this
and
answers your question, but
the lifestyle, yes, how it's
the
applied.
lifestyle, rest, I can tell you my lifestyle is a normal person's lifestyle. I wake up at 4 in the morning, go to sleep at 8. So that's is my day every day, and do my practices, do I teach, take care of my child, my parents, my wife. So that's it's a normal how everyone does their lives.
And one more thing, you were speaking about, talking about University of Engineering, that you have graduated from that. Then, have you worked as an engineer?
I worked for some time.
And why you left the engineering job and become yoga teacher?
In my life, most of the things which I have done, I have not chosen. In my life, most of the things I have done, I have let them happen. So it was an existential thing that I became a yoga teacher, because I left my job and I went to Rishikesh and was staying there for some time in ashrams here, there, and so there I became a little bit yoga teacher, and also because of BK Iyengar.
Amit Jan, look, you are not normal person. I will tell you why. Because you were saying that accidentally happened. Some things happen in your life accidentally, and you haven't choose them. Uh, in right now in Western society, they will tell you that you have psychological issues and maybe traumas from a childhood, and your parents were insisting you to go to this place, so it means you have to have some traumas from your parents, etc. But you are so okay. For example, right now, how normal people will think that in our life we also didn't choose this
Yeah,
becoming
but there's a
engineer or
difference.
doctor or
There's a
something like
difference.
else.
There's a difference between what I say and how you perceive
You
it.
perceive it. Yeah,
What
that's
what I say is a simple
perception
thing,
of your.
because in we all believe in God. Most of us believe in God. Sometimes we trust, sometimes we don't trust. Now there are some people who completely trust in God. So you can count me among one amongst them. So I have no doubt in my head. I never doubted. So that's why whatever
The situations.
happened in my life, I always say it's because of whichever God I believe in, or whatever existential thing I believe in. I say yes, it's all right, because this is what is needed for my growth in this moment. So there is never a conflict. I could have done this, or I could have done this, or this someone forced me to do this. No, no one forced me to do anything. I did everything by myself. So if it has a kickback on me, I am responsible for it. I cannot blame other person. You get it. So whatever happens in your life, you are responsible, because you chose it, because that's what how you flowed. So there's a two ways of living the life: be a river, or just get stuck, make dams everywhere.
And say,
it's
okay, this
it's
is.
better to be a river, let the life flow. Now, can everyone live the life like this? Maybe not. Maybe not. Not everyone can live the life like this, because why we cannot all live life like this? Because we all have different conditionings. We all have different frame of mind, different thoughts, different way how we live our lives. So everyone is all right to choose how they want to live their lives. There is no one fixed and hard rule. This is how you can live your life, and this is not how you should. As long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anyone else, it's all right. Live your life how you want, but live in awareness. Live in this moment and try to live in equanimity.
I see.
Try to live in equanimity.
Look, it's a good question comes after this kind of talks. Um, when you live the life in equanimity, it may be easy for you to understand, but for us, for a not a normal, sorry, you are also normal, but for people who are very attached to materialistic world, it means not equanimity. Mostly goes towards the material stuff, or the vice versa, more thoughts and complications in your life and worries about materialistic stuff again. So for people, I think it is vivid when you can see, or you can touch, or you can feel in your skin or in your hands, or you can taste it in your mouth. How is it be in equanimity? How to say, like, how you deal with that, to leave the world of materialistic, because you were a successful engineer, I guess, and then you leave whatever you have, right? So
But because that's me.
yeah, and that's why I'm interviewing you. I'm talking to you, actually.
That's me. If someone else wants to follow what I did in my life, they will be very miserable.
Yeah, I see.
Do you get it? Because everyone has a different life.
And you said very interesting thing about the responsibility. So you always take responsibility of your life into your hands. You are not blaming others. It
You
means
cannot blame others. You cannot blame others. If you let others do things for you, then you can blame others. But if you do things by yourself, how you can blame others?
of course.
There was a beautiful dharna regarding the conversation. Today only in the morning I was teaching this from Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, that if we see this whole cosmos, whole universe, our good thoughts, bad thoughts, feelings, emotions, everything as the manifestation of Shiva. So everything is Shiva.
And Shiva is the God, or consciousness.
Shiva is the name of consciousness. Let's not make it a godhead, because
Yes.
otherwise we get entrapped in
Yes,
in
other
a
thoughts.
box.
In the box.
In a box. When we talk Shiva in Kashmir, it's consciousness. So everything is part of consciousness. So everything is quite all right in life. Is all right in life.
So it's all right to have things, and at the same time not to have things.
It's all right to have things. It's all right not to have things. It's all right to have desire. It's all right to have not desire. It's all right. Everything is all right. The only thing what is not all right, getting carried away with the desire.
You mean that desires
Our
becoming my ruler?
Yes, our identification with the desire.
I see. That I'm.
Because that becomes hell. Then you are suffering. It's like you take a fish out of the water and it cannot live. It is just moving from side to side. So what happened to this person? He has everything. Everything, whatever you need, everything, whatever you desire, everything, whatever other person perceives, this should be the happiest person in the world. Why not? The person on the way of reaching where they have reached got so attached to the desire, now the emotions have become their rulers. The important thing is, when we say life is, you celebrate life, you enjoy life, life is joyful. It's a simple thing. Just become witness of your emotions. Now in day-to-day life, normal life, it's hard. It's hard. You cannot say, okay, this is a paintbrush, now color it and everyone becomes a witness. It is hard. Tell a person who is going through some psychotic experience or some depression or something, they cannot be the witness of their emotions in that moment. They will look at you, they will say they need a medical treatment sometimes. So, when is it all right to become the witness of our emotions?
When?
If you really want, if you're fed up, first of all, you should be fed up. If you're already enjoying the way your life is, there's no need to change. Enjoy. But if you are fed up with the downs of the life, with the getting agitated, getting jealous, so you need to have a practice. Okay, I will give myself half an hour a day, 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Now even in these watches and phones, there are these programs of breath, be mindful for 1 minute.
Go and the water, drink water.
Because even they realize that the person needs this. A person needs this in this moment. So that's all what Kashmir Shaivism is, what all yogic philosophy, how I personally live my life, and why I am expecting of life and accepting of life is a simple reason that you give some time for yourself, then you become like a witness. Then the emotions are beautiful things, but they don't grip you. In certain moments, yes, because you're not a robot, you're not a machine, you're a human. In certain moments, yes, you get carried away. But more stronger the practice, more sooner you remember. Hey, let me not get so agitated.
I see, and again, I want to bring you into your past, and I want you to remember maybe your feelings, because it's easy to talk about being responsible of your life, but when it is really applied to your life and you are not really blaming to others, it's really hard. Let's go and remember that moment. I know that you have a big company and you left everything. You have cars, you have motorbikes, like you leave everything and you just went to become a yogi, not a yoga teacher.
I did not leave everything and become a yoga teacher. No, this is not the fact. The fact is that in your life, sometimes it's good to change.
I see.
In your life, sometimes it's good to change, and you feel it. You feel it. For example, if I was small, I was going to party and go whole night. There was a time when I said, hey, no, I need to wake up early in the morning. This is not good. Or maybe I was eating a certain kind of food. Then there comes a time you say, no, I have eaten it enough. I don't want to, I want to change. So I think this is a better way of looking at it. That in my life, there have been moments when I deliberately decided, or because of the existence, or because of my meditation, or because of whatever reasons, there are a lot of reasons, that I need to change. And that's it. And I didn't let the thought linger and to think about it too much, to carry on thinking and thinking, then I will change after 3 years or 4. No, I just stood up and changed myself in that particular moment. So that has been my philosophy of life. If you have to do something, do it. Don't overthink.
In Western world, we are very carried away by the material things. That's why maybe for my head, it's also very difficult to understand how to leave things, and then you go, and then you again come back.
Because I was young and I had no responsibilities.
Yes, but when you have families,
then it becomes hard, because it's either don't give birth. Then if you have given birth, it's better take the responsibility, because it's joyful experience. It's not being with the kids and raising, because then they will also grow up and then they will go their own way. It's not that forever you need to take care of a child.
Of course.
Do you get it? They grow up, they go to universities, and then they do their own things. So it's very simple. It's in today's day, the yoga and the meditation and the dharana is that you stay with your family, you stay with the society, you stay with materialistic things. Just develop a little bit detachment. That's it. Why you want to leave the material things and go to the cave? Those times are gone. Even to go to the cave, you will need to pay for the air ticket, you will need to pay for your food, you will need to pay. So those days are gone.
But still, you are using a lot of things from your engineering mind, right? So
Maybe, because I little bit this scientific mind, I still have that, and it's a mind which is not so, yes, trusting in existence, trusting in God, everything, but with proof.
yes, yes,
With proof, not a blind faith.
yes.
So I experiment, I do something, and I see, and then I say, okay, it's all
So
right.
it means you are a normal person, and you have like some gadgets. You have a normal life in your house. Maybe you have a
Pretty normal life.
yes, yes. Like
Pretty
you also
normal.
have a car, like or
No,
you
I
you
have a
can
pretty
have
normal
no
life
yes
because I am not a sadhu or I am not a
yes
sannyasi. I am just a normal follower of Kashmir Shaivism. If I was a sadhu or a sannyasi, maybe then in today's world the rules also don't apply to sannyasis. But it is a beautiful. I have friends who are sadhus and sannyasis. I really appreciate them. They are very beautiful people, and so are you, and so is everyone else.
But you were sadhu, right?
For some time, I was not a sadhu. I was neighbor of sadhus. I lived some years like a sadhu. So I was having a begging bowl and
So
lungi
it's
and kurta
sadhu,
and
sadhu.
dreadlocks, and I didn't get initiated into any
I
mat.
see, I see, I see. That's why you
I,
consider.
I didn't get initiated into any mat. A lot of people told me to get go into Juna Khada, go here because the mat had this. I somehow or the other little bit stayed away.
Because in your head you
No,
also
because
have
of
your teachers of
no,
Kashmir Shaivi.
because of no reason. Because of no reason. Because I have lived my life very freely.
I see. So
Because if I
even in sadhu, sorry for interrupting, in sadhu world, there are some rules as well.
for sure
Really?
there
I
are
thought that they are most free people in the world.
no, but there are the rules of the akhadas which they are from. They are supposed to follow that set of rules.
So still some kind of rules. I thought that sadhus are people or who are most free in the world.
Free internally. When we say free, free is not an external expression. When we use in spirituality in the term of sadhus, when we say this is a free sadhu, this is a free person, that means he is internally free. He has freed himself from his antarkarnas. He has freed himself from his mind, from his intellect, from his ego. So that's why we say the sadhus are free. We don't say sadhus are free because otherwise what? Still they are in akhada, still they have their master, still they have to do the things what their master says. So what
So
freedom?
still it is ego stuff, their presence, right?
Ego is everywhere. Ego, without ego, this nothing exists in this whole universe. Now, one in a billions of people is a person who roams around egoless, and that's it. You cannot say now by wearing some clothes, my ego vanishes.
So that's why maybe I'm not saying that the Kashmir Shaivism is the best, but some kind of way of finding the awareness and be honest with you. Awareness is the honesty with you.
Yes. Be aware, be honest with you, and also at the same time, this is called celebration. Because when you are aware, you are honest with you realize this life, the time is passing like this. Because there is time also, you get older. So why not I live my each and every moment as if it's my last moment. And in that moment, there is no desire which is unfulfilled. And you really celebrate life. And so you thank everyone you want to thank, you love everyone you want to love. So that's what is the beauty of Kashmir Shaivism. It teaches you how to live in this world, which is full of because in this today's age, it's full of anxiety, full of stress,
Depression.
full of depression. So it teaches us maybe there is a way or byproduct Completely, we cannot maybe come out of the anxiety completely out, but there's a way where we can balance. So it teaches you to live a life in a balanced way. That's why another name of Kashmir Shaivism is the middle path.
Middle path. Like
So middle path, it teaches you how to live in a middle,
like
not
Tibetan Buddhists.
not to go to any extreme.
I see. And very last or almost the last question. Taking care of yourself and being responsible of your actions. Is there one or two ways of coming to that, not to blame others?
No, first you have to work on yourself. The first way is work on yourself. Work on your self-confidence. Work on yourself. Every day you take some time for you, even though we are busy, we have jobs, but when you wake up, at least 10-15 minutes you take for yourself. You close your eyes, you watch your breath, you do some practice. So this calms your mind down.
Mm-hmm.
Once your mind is calmed down, automatically you can little bit see everything from a distance.
Yes,
Do you get it?
I get it. And about the breath, this is the most important thing.
Watching the breath is as beautiful as watching a flower. Do you get it? Why I said breath is a simple thing, because for a flower you need to stand up and go to the flower. Breath is all the time with you.
So it means the breath is the best friend?
Breath is with you all the time.
Yeah.
It's with you all the time. That's why we say watch the breath. Otherwise, we can say watching the flower, watching a picture, watching a beautiful person, watching someone's picture. Everything is basically a way to disconnect your mind from your internal turmoil and focusing on something else.
And how the breath is so or the rhythm of the breath is so different in a particular time of the day.
It depends on how your mind is acting.
And when you are not watching your breath, for example, you are not aware even that you are breathing, but in reality you are breathing.
Yeah.
It's so slow and it's like very different.
Very, very slow and very gentle.
Uh-huh. And then when you start to watch your breath, you start to breathe with your full capacity of your lungs. Why?
The breath becomes, as soon as you give attention to anything, even when we are talking, you give attention to your words. Your words become slow.
I see.
If you give attention to the music, you see the sub notes, different notes. It's same with the breath. You give attention. As soon as you give attention, breath becomes more deeper.
And when it becomes more deeper, it means that the time also will become more deeper.
It depends. It depends. What do you mean by time becomes deeper?
I mean when you breathe in and out, time. Sometimes the time can fly like this, and sometimes you feel that it remains in you. For example, some part of my day I cannot remember, but some part when I'm with my breath, for example, that's what I've experienced it.
That stays in your memory.
Yes, that stays in my memory.
Okay.
It's kind of a interesting thing. Then it becomes like you can be aware like this kind of very easy, not just because everyone thinks that the philosophy, when the philosophy comes, at least I was thinking like that, then something difficult is going to be there. But it's like this when you are with your breath.
Yes, because the philosophy is a way to trick your mind into being aware of in this moment. The breath is a way to trick your mind to be in this moment. Now, if you combine the two, the listening becomes more profound.
I see.
You get it. If you combine breath with watching your favorite television program, this is not many people watch, but watching something which you like, it becomes more profound. If you combine the breath with watching a sunset,
Mhm.
it becomes more profound. So the becoming aware of the breath increases the quality of our living.
Ah, very good. That's why I'm saying the time will extend it.
Time will extend it.
Physically also. So, and interesting question comes. What is the most difficult sensation to keep? The focus on which sensation is the most difficult to keep?
Out of-
Listening, like watching, feeling, or tasting.
No, out of all the sensations,
Mhm.
most difficult sensation is touch.
Touch.
Easiest and difficult.
Yes.
Easiest is because someone touches you or breathes. Difficult when there is nothing around.
Yes.
Do you get it? Eyes form is even if there is nothing around, but there is a desert.
Mhm.
Ear, there is nothing around, but still there is.
Your breath. Mhm.
The taste, there's nothing around, but still there is some taste in the mouth.
And the touch is the first thing that we feel, right? Inside the womb.
Touch is the first thing.
And touch is connected, if we come to the terms of yoga, touch is connected with the heart.
Yes, you can
And
say
also
that.
during the touch, we use our hands.
We use our hands, and this is directly connected to the heart. That's why we, as human beings, we always like to be touched and touch other people.
And the love starts from the touching.
Love also starts from the touching.
So now, hug is the gesture of love then.
Yes, it is. It is. If you don't like someone, you will never hug
Yeah.
them.
So if we come to one part of our topic, it means the unity comes with the touch as well.
Unity comes with the touch as well. It's a tantric interpretation of non-duality.
Uh-huh.
And yes, it comes with the touch, because in touch, the
All
subject
doubts
and the object
become one.
get merged in that particular moment. So there is no more doubt.
So it's easy to understand when you also in the touch. The all doubts will
Vanish.
Will vanish. Mhm. I see. And we usually, if we see one philosophy teacher, we always will ask one question. What the purpose of the life? Of course, I'm not going to ask you that question because
You can ask me that question. I have no issues answering that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. So the thing is that, of course, I don't know as well.
For me,
But
the purpose of the life is to live here
to
and
live,
now.
and that's
Now, what will happen after 1 year or what will happen before, I have no idea.
yes.
Some people say we are reborn. Some people say we go to hell, we go to heaven. I'm not sure. I don't know. When that time will come, I will know. But right now, I know that this moment, I need to stay relaxed.
Yes, and staying relaxed is the key to live.
Staying relaxed is the key to everything, is the key to existence, is the key to the miracle of this universe. Everything happens only when you are relaxed. Otherwise, there is nothing possible. Nothing can flow.
Yes, and then one last, this is really last question. How to be away from the autonomous processes that are going inside us. For example, our reactions come from the autonomous nervous system, right? Reactions. Like if something bad is happening, then I have to run away, for example, or I will stood up and then will never breathe, or I will just, I don't know, stand and start to fight, for example.
There are two kinds of reaction. One is because of our nervous system, flight and fight. No, one is that. Another is because of our traumas or something. When they get triggered, is that's also a reaction, or what we have gone through yesterday, and how our neuroconnections in the brain are. So we react accordingly. So flight and fright is a normal human. It's everyone goes through. You see a wild animal, you will react in a certain way. It's a normal way of, you cannot suppress it.
Yes.
You have to let body express it the way it expresses. The other one, due to your conditionings, due to your traumas, that we can heal. If we revisit our traumas and try to really understand the source of them, and try to really, it's a process. It's a process.
It's a process, yes. And by breathing,
By different techniques. There are different techniques. It's not in 5 minutes or 2 minutes a trauma will come to surface and go.
of course.
It's a process. Someone has been scarred when they were small. They carried it for 40 years. In 5 minutes, it's not going to go.
Amin Jan, really, when we work with our traumas and with these kind of things which come from our nature, are they going to vanish and we'll never pass them to our kids? We will finish them here and now?
It can be. It's possible. It's possible. But traumas usually get passed to the kids, not because of in genetic code. For sure, there is genetic code. Another way is how you are reacting to them when they are small, when they are growing up. If you are reacting to them with your traumas inside, and that's your reaction, then you're transferring the traumas to them. If you have got rid of your traumas and you are reacting to them differently, then I think that they are all right.
It's all right to live and live happily. What will you say to the last? And you are my first guest, and the topic of this podcast talks about the light. I don't know how we can come to the light, because
No, first of all, I'm very grateful to you that I'm the first guest, and for being my student. And how we can come to the light is simple. Just live here and now. The whole podcast, what I taught, that we need to find a way, at least for certain time in a day, where we can disconnect from everything around and create a safe bubble for us, where we can stay. And that light will shine in you, and once it shines, it will transform your whole day. And your whole day is your life. So automatically your life is transformed.
There are many other questions, but I'm not going to kill you with my questions. Anyway, thank you for being my guest. Thank you, Guruji.
Namaskar.
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 And we'll see you and talk to you later once you are here back in Armenia, and we will talk about some other topics.
For sure, for sure.
About attachments. Thank you.